trained on the same frameworks that I've used to generate over $200 million for clients. It's taken me so long to do this stuff manually. How do I take the stuff that I already know works and put that into bots?
Everyone, welcome Mario Castelli in to the Scale with AI Summit. Mario, the stage is yours.
All right, cool. Let me just share my screen and I'll tell you guys what we're about to do. So I figured I wasn't even going to put together a formal presentation today because what I want to show you guys is a lot more practical and tactical, and I want to show you guys things that can actually make you a lot of money if you actually use it. So what I'm going to show you guys is how we're currently using AI bots to crank out winning sales copy 10 to 50 times faster than most professional copywriters. And I feel confident actually making that claim because I've been a professional copywriter for the last 13 years now. I've personally generated over $200 million for clients. I helped generate that kind of money with copy that I've personally written. And over the last several years, not only did I write a lot of winning copy that scaled on cold traffic, sometimes up to $100,000 a day in revenue, but I've also hired a lot of copywriters and I've worked with a lot of copywriters who I chiefed, and I know the kind of copy that most people are putting out there. And I got to tell you guys, AI bots, when trained correctly, is going to put out the kind of output that is better than 90% of professional copywriters that you can hire. And it does it without a lot of the downsides of those copywriters, meaning getting sick, missing deadlines, having a bunch of excuses as to why their stuff isn't coming on time when it was promised. And like the reason for using AI bots, the big advantage is that you aren't ever at the mercy of a copywriter where they're sitting and waiting for creative inspiration to strike. Because a lot of times you need business now. Like you need copy now for your businesses, right? If you're running your businesses or for clients that you want to work with. And it's, you don't really have time for them to, you don't really have the mercy of them going through good days or bad days. So by using AI bots, we were able to eliminate a lot of the human element, meaning the downsides of working with humans, of them not being able to perform, while also preserving the upside of working with humans. Because I know you guys might have seen copy before that was written with AI that you can literally tell right away is written with AI, right? It's robotic. It doesn't really have soul. It doesn't really capture a brand voice like you would with the stuff that you personally are writing. And you can just tell it's AI. It's not really believable. Your prospects and customers probably aren't going to want to buy from it, right? And this is really different. And instead of asking you to believe me as to why this is different, I'm going to show you why this is different. But first, so I'm going to make this super interactive by showing you how we use these bots to write copy. But first, let me just show you what some people are saying about these bots, so that paying attention over the next, what do we have, 45 minutes today is actually going to be worth your time. So I just grabbed a bunch of random reactions from members who use our bots. This isn't like an all-inclusive list. We have a lot more. I wasn't cherry picking the best ones. I just grabbed some that were available to me. So some people will tell me how their bots are making their lives so much easier and they're making more money, and the ad costs are going down, landing page conversions are going up. One guy used a bot to crank out a full Google Doc sales letter for a promotion. I literally shared the process on a Monday call, and by Tuesday, he already had a Google Doc sales letter live and going out to his audience. And this is not a professional copywriter, by the way. So this probably normally would have taken him about a month to put together, but he was able to put that together in about 40 minutes with the bot. One guy he actually sells organic plant fertilizer, and he spent the last 2 years trying to beat his control. He hired a bunch of copywriters. He tested a whole bunch of different frameworks and strategies to try to beat his mediocre sales page. And for some reason, it was never able to beat it. He used one of the VSL bots that I put together to crank out an 18-minute long VSL. He started running it on cold traffic, and it beat his control that he was struggling to beat by a full 20%. So this became his new control. And it took him, again, like maybe an hour to put together by using the bot. We have other people using the bots some of the bots I'll show with you today to get low ticket offers converting to 10% on cold traffic. We have professional copywriters, high-level copywriters, shortcutting their process by 90% by using some of our auto brief bots, which basically gathers all the resources that you would normally use manually to write compelling copy. We have people who are using our bots to write ads for clients, and they're killing it. Our promotion bot, which I'll share with you guys, it's an email promo bot where you can literally just drop in a link to a sales page, record a quick 15 to 30-second voice note, and it will write a full-blown email promotion for you. You can even outline how long you want that promotion to be, 4 days, 7 days. You can pick the reason for a discount or whatever kind of reason you want to use to run the promotion. Maybe it's a holiday sale or something like that. And it will write all the emails for you after outlining them for you. And we have other people running it with clients, running agencies. One guy used our ad bot, which I'll share with you guys, to cut his CPA in half by writing a video ad, which you guys will see. This is a cool one. This guy, Robin, is in our mastermind. He's one of the top email copywriters in our mastermind. He works with a huge health company who does the product Emma Relief. They have a ton of email copywriters on staff, but every month they like to put out their list of the top performing emails of that month. And this guy who uses our bots to write his emails captured 5 of the top 9 slots. And he's competing with a lot of really good copywriters who write email as like their main thing. Like they specialize in that. This other guy, Zach, he took part in some competition called the Copywriter Deathmatch, where I don't know if you guys know Jason Capital. He's like a really successful marketer in the space. He runs a lot of stuff in the manifestation space now. He also did a lot of stuff in the dating space and in the copywriting sales space. He was trying to hire a copywriter to work on some of his offers. And instead of just hiring someone randomly, he decided to put like 80 copywriters head to head over the course of 8 weeks, where they would write copy for different offers. And then depending on how their copy converted, those who converted the least were eliminated from the pool, and those who converted the highest would continue and move on to the next round. They did this process all the way down until there was only one copywriter left, one winner. And that winner happened to be Zach, who's in our mastermind and actually use our ClickDriver bot to write all of his emails. You have other copywriters he was competing with, spending hours trying to craft the perfect copy. Zach was coming in, generating the emails in literally 30 to 90 seconds, and then just cleaning them up with a little bit of editing. And he won the contest, completely beating over 80 other copywriters. And then after he won the job with Jason, since then, he's been using it to write winning copy for them. And he said out of 8 different split tests they ran using the ClickDriver's bot, 7 out of the 8 winners all came from this same bot, which I'll show you guys today. And one of their highest performing creatives of the month for cold traffic ads were also created using that same ClickDriver's bot. We have another guy, Kevin. I think he sells in the Amazon space. He's been using this bot for a couple months now. And he said it doubled clicks on his emails at a minimum. This is Steve Gunn. He's the CMO for Tommy Chong CBD. If you're ever on Twitter, you probably get harassed by all the advertisements they run on Twitter. They basically dominate the space. And he actually uses these bots now. I think they're doing like $40, $50 million a year. And he's using these bots to crank out a lot of their email and landing page copy. And then Jason Fladlian, he's widely known as the Webinar King, one of the best webinar guys on the planet. Well, a few weeks ago, I actually demoed these bots for him, and he said this is the best copy he's ever seen in AI write. Do you guys want to actually see these bots in action? Are you convinced yet that they're probably worth looking at? Because I'll be happy to demo these bots for you guys and give you guys a chance to actually use these bots to write some copy for your own businesses if you want. Just let me know if that's something you guys are interested in. Because, okay, cool. And so I'll walk you guys through it all starts before we write a single word of copy at all. The reason why our copy is so successful is because we don't just throw a bunch of random stuff at the wall and hope that it sticks. We have full-blown built-out processes for getting into our prospects' heads, first of all, and understanding exactly what drives our prospects. Like normally, this research process would have taken weeks or months of obsession to find these kind of insights into a prospect. Like when I was writing copy for clients over the last 12 years, this is something that I would take me a minimum of 3 weeks to do manually. That's 3 weeks of working on this every single day, spending hours trying to look through forums and Reddit and join Facebook groups and listen to the actual conversations that my prospects have so I can get inside their head. I built a bot with AI that basically replicates that process and is at least 95% as effective as my manual process, except instead of it taking me 3 weeks to a month to pull off, I can literally get all the results I need in 30 seconds. I can understand more about my prospect than they understand about themselves in 30 seconds. And to use this bot, all I have to do is drop in 2 simple sentences. I have to drop in 1 sentence about my market and 1 sentence about my product, or I could just drop in a link to a sales page. And what makes this bot work really well is that I'm not just asking one person's opinion of what the market looks like. I actually crafted an elite intelligence unit who analyzes your market from 7 different lenses. So that's a pro tip, by the way. If you guys aren't summoning specific experts to help out with your prompts or your bots or any of your AI agents that you guys are building, you're missing out big time, because that's basically one of the biggest possible secrets to getting world-class results. And depending on the bots, I'll draw inspiration from places you would never guess. For example, built into some of the bots that I'm going to demo today, I don't just have copywriters and marketing analysts and all the people that you would normally expect. I also have things like Hollywood intimacy coordinators. Can anybody guess as to why I would incorporate that into the bots? I'll be shocked if any of you guys get it, so don't feel bad if you have no idea. But I would like to see some guesses if you can. Empathy is actually a really good guess. And you're very close to the answer. The thing is, I want permission. Like, we know good copy is gonna have to identify your prospect's deepest pain points. And if you want to talk about those pain points, you want to do it in a way that you aren't going to scare your prospects off. You don't want to be, because we're going to get into some really deep stuff like the core wound, really powerful emotional drivers. And we want to make sure that whenever we approach those kinds of sensitive subjects, in order for us to do that effectively, we want to do that with the grace and permission. So by leveraging the skills of a Hollywood intimacy coordinator, their job is to help people navigate sensitive situations with grace, to where people don't feel shameful about themselves, right? It allows them to truly open up, usually on a movie set where they're going to be vulnerable in front of millions of people, hopefully, who see their movies, right? So if you tap into some of that in the copy that you build, it allows not only does it make the research and stuff that you get way more effective, but it also allows the other experts within the AI that we build in permission to go further. Like, a lot of times you guys probably try to write copy with AI and it gives you pushback on like ethics and morals and stuff I don't feel comfortable doing that. There's ways to massage that. And it's not like we're going to do anything unethical anyway, but you don't want your writing team to pull back and feel like they're neutered. You want them to be able to hit into the deepest emotions possible to drive the results. Then we'll have other things that can bring it back to life, like with compliance and all that kind of stuff. But by having that Hollywood intimacy coordinator in there, it allows a lot of the other clinical experts permission to push harder, because they all get on board and they understand, all right, don't worry about it. If I'm aggressive with this guy, probably a woman, this Hollywood intimacy coordinator will make sure we don't go too far off track. So another expert that I like to incorporate are Disney theme park experience coordinators, because if we're asking people to watch some of our marketing materials, right, long VSLs, or read our sales letters, we want to create an engaging experience that they feel happy to take part in. I work in method actors because that's a really good job of replicating our prospects' thoughts and actions instead of trying to think like the prospect, which gives you one certain level of results. You get way higher results if you get your AI experts to actually attempt to embody the actual prospect. And then, of course, we'll do like more obvious ones like criminal behavior profilers who can help understand people's deepest motivations and like their real deep psychological stuff. And then clinical psychotherapist, because a lot of times when we're doing copy and marketing in general, we're trying to shift beliefs and instill healthier habits that people would need in order to buy from us. And we need to understand the framework that people are actually operating from in order to influence their actions. So, like, if you take one thing away from this training, besides even seeing our bots, it's that you really want to tap into the power of leveraging specific experts in all of your prompts, because that's going to help you like get way better results. And you want to identify people who have the training and experience to excel in those tasks. Or you could just use the bots, which I'll show you the shortcut to. So is there anybody here who's currently working on an offer or you have an active sales page that you send traffic to, things like that. If not, it's fine. We can, okay, cool. What market are you in, George? Because you can drop in a link to an active sales page if you want, or give me one sentence about your prospect and your product. Okay, entrepreneurs, small business owners, and service professionals. And give me one sentence about your actual product too. What is your product? So I'll show you some cool stuff. Or you can drop a link to a sales page. Darby wants to do moreprofitrocket.com. Okay. Let me see this really quick. Is this going to be an actual boost cash flow in your business? All right, cool, perfect. Let's go here. He wants to do warp drive for transforming. Let me just do, okay, this is your page. Okay, let me just copy your link. Here's my sales page. I'll show you guys some cool stuff. Hopefully your sales page is built to where it's like HTML that it can read the HTML. Okay, good. It's reading it right away. One thing I will say about these bots is that sometimes if the code gets messed up here, what you want to do is just copy the text from a sales page and then save it as a text file, and then you can upload the TXT here. But just from dropping in very minimal information, right? All I did was take your sentence about the market and then your link to your sales page, and it builds out a buyer profile of who it thinks your typical prospect would be, or someone representing your prospect, right? So it's Mike Thompson, established small business owner, running a service-based company with 5 to 15 employees. He's working 60 hours a week, constantly worried about cash flow, feeling trapped between serving clients, managing the business. And what it's going to give me about this guy, one of your avatars, right? You may have multiple avatars because you put a bunch of these in, entrepreneurs, small business owners, and service professionals. Personally, I recommend picking one avatar at a time when you want to run this process so we can get laser focused onto them. But here's all the stuff that it will give you based on your avatar. So it'll outline the core problem, right? The crushing weight of running a business that's successful on paper, but constantly struggling with cash flow issues. Despite good revenue, they're not keeping enough profit to justify the endless hours and stress. It'll pinpoint their top 5 powerful emotions: overwhelm, anxiety, frustration, shame, isolation. It'll do their top 5 biggest fears for you: having to close the business and admit failure, or losing everything they built due to cash flow issues, being exposed as not really knowing what they're doing, missing crucial financial decisions that sink the business. It'll tell you the 5 ways these fears are affecting key relationships in their life, such as their marriage, right? Constant tension over business finances affecting home life, or the inability to take vacations or spending quality time together because they're so busy in their business, or arguments about working late. It shows you how how it affects relationships with their children, employees, peers, and other business owners, and themselves, right? So deteriorating health from stress, loss of self-confidence, questioning their entrepreneurial identity. It's also going to give you 5 hurtful and conversational sound bites, things that people may say to them that's unintentionally hurting them. So this is people who they think might care about them in their lives, and they're saying stuff that's going to be unintentionally hurtful. But that's what makes it sting harder. Because if it was something that was coming from like a jerk, it's easy to write that off. But if the comments are coming from someone who has your best interest at heart, and they're still telling you things that sting, it just allows you to tap into much deeper emotions. So you can see that here. It also outlines like some of the past solutions they tried, what they don't want to do, the primary transformation they desire. If a genie granted their perfect wish, they would have clear visibility into cash flow without obsessing over it, know exactly which decisions will increase profit, feel confident about financial choices, have systems that run without constant oversight, actually keep the money the business makes. And it gives you who they hinge their success on. So what they think the market needs, right? Like finding the secret formula successful businesses use, getting the right systems in place, making better financial decisions, and then what they must give up in order to get the results that they want. So identifying as the hero who handles everything, right? A lot of times people don't want to ask for help because they think they need to handle it all. Like pride in figuring it all out alone, having control over every detail, belief that working harder is the answer. And this is who they blame for their problems. So this is just basic level research stuff, right? Pretty valuable if you want to write copy. But here is where this Build a Buyer Elite and all those experts that I talked about actually really become super important. Because what this pops up for you is the advanced market research menu that's going to allow you to dive really deep into what your market's thinking in their own language. And it's so easy to use because behind every single one of these options that you see on this menu is a prompt that's literally thousands of words long of how to structure this stuff to really tap deep into the insights of your market. So for example, if I wanted to use the 3 a.m. journal entry, it's going to uncover your prospects' raw, unfiltered late night thoughts during the times where they're stuck up at night and unable to think, like unable to sleep because they're too concerned with their actual problems. And to use that, all I would have to do is type in number 1. I type in 1, and it gives me a journal entry at 3 a.m. coming from the member of your audience. In this case, it was the small business owner running a service-based company who's worried about cash flow and feeling trapped between managing the business. God, I can't sleep again. Just staring at these numbers for the 100th time, trying to make them tell me something different. How is it possible to do 89K in revenue last month and still feel this broke? The client payments are late again, 3rd time this quarter. Everyone thinks we're killing it because we landed that big contract, but they don't see how tight things really are. I've got payroll due in 8 days, and we're still $23,000 short. Nobody knows I had to put last month's payroll on my personal credit card. Sarah asked about the family vacation we promised the kids. How do I tell her we can't afford it? Again, she sees all these other business owners on Facebook at the beach with their families living their entrepreneurial dream. Meanwhile, I'm up at 3 a.m. trying to figure out which bill I can delay this month without everything falling apart. I keep checking my phone, hoping for payment notifications. Pathetic. A successful business owner reduced to praying for clients to pay on time just so I can pay my own people. My competitors make it look so easy. Their Instagram is full of profit screenshots and crushing it posts. Meanwhile, I'm drowning in decisions. Raise prices, cut costs, take out another loan. Every choice feels like it could be the one that finally breaks us. Johnson asked about a raise today. He deserves it. They all do. But where the hell is that money supposed to come from? The thought of losing good people keeps me up, but I can't pay them what they're worth when I can barely keep the lights on. I'm so tired of pretending to my team that everything's fine, pretending to clients that we're not desperate for their payments, pretending to my wife that this month will be better, pretending at the chamber meetings that we're growing fast when really we're just growing broke faster. What kills me is I know we're good at what we do. Our clients love us. The reviews are amazing. So why can't I figure out the money part? Did I miss some secret lesson every other business owner got? Looking at my reflection in this dark screen, I barely recognize myself anymore. This isn't what I signed up for. I wanted freedom. Instead, I built myself a prison with a corner office. That's like a line that it would take a copywriter a lot of time to come up with, right? I built a prison with a corner office. If these are business owners who are successful on the surface, but they're really struggling with profitability, that's going to hit hard. Tomorrow, I'll put on my successful business owner face again. Another day of making decisions I'm not sure about, checking the bank account every hour, and dying a little inside every time someone asks, how's business? But right now, in the dark, I can admit it. I'm scared. Scared this is as good as it gets. Scared I'll never figure out how to keep more of what we make. Scared that one bad month can unravel everything we've built. There has to be a better way. Other businesses figured this out. They're not up at 3 a.m. playing cash flow roulette. They know something I don't. I need help, real help. Not another crushing it coach or QuickBooks tutorial. Someone who's actually been here and found the way out, because I can't keep living like this. The sun will be up soon. Time to put the mask back on. But God, I'm tired of pretending. Do you see how this dives pretty deep into their deepest pain points that they're probably not admitting publicly? And do you think knowing those insights about your market makes it easier to sell to them? And you can do this for any market. This is based off the page that Darby gave me. But if I wanted to do a new chat, I can literally just go to an Amazon page and let's just type in breast teeth whitening strips or something like that. I can click right here and just copy nothing but the Amazon link. And if I just dump that in here, you can do it for any sales page. But look, even a basic Amazon page, it's already doing it. Just on the Amazon page alone, right? It's telling me Sarah, a professional who is conscious about her yellow stained teeth. And what was that? What was that link you just dropped in, Darby? Generate me an avatar for this sales page. What's interesting about this, guys, is you can also do it for your competitors' pages as well. So this one says it's targeting frustrated corporate Mike. Professional manager feeling trapped in the 9-to-5 grind, has some savings but lives mostly paycheck to paycheck due to lifestyle creep, constantly checking his phone for side hustle ideas between meetings. and it'll print out the same stuff for him. And again, after that, you can just pick one of these things on the menu, which are really good. I'll just type in number one. Personally, like for a pro tip, when I'm running this for myself, I default to number one, number 9, and number 10 because it gives really good, like deep emotional stuff that we can drive into. Another thing, though, that I really think is cool, if you guys are doing a lot, that's awesome, George. If you guys are doing a lot of content, if you type in the incognito tab, let me show you this really quick because I want to be able to show you a lot of the actual copy stuff too. And I know we have a limited amount of time, but let me just generate this for you really quick. Number 3, it's an incognito tab. It will tell you some of the searches that your target market is likely to look up over the course of a night. Now, obviously, it's not perfectly realistic because no one's going to actually just keep searching in the same night. But the way this is built is that as the night starts, it'll start off with more innocent surface level searches. And as the night progresses, it'll go deeper and deeper into more emotionally driven stuff, the deeper stuff that they really want to know in order to get results. So it's initially, while they're still hopeful, it'll be like, oh, I'm looking for best side hustles 2024, or realistic monthly income online business, or how to start business while working full time, or side hustle success stories on Reddit. But then it's going to get more specific, right? How many businesses fail in first year? Signs you're ready to quit your job. How much savings before starting a business? Can you start a business with 10K? Or business ideas for tired corporate workers? Then they'll go into Reddit deep dives, right? Success stories, corporate escape entrepreneurs, or anti-work, breaking free stories, or Reddit quitting corporate job regrets. Or you guys can see, right? Testimonials of leaving a 6-figure job. Then it moves on to anxiety level stuff. How long before an online business is profitable? Average entrepreneur first year salary. Keep health insurance after quitting job. What happens with 401k after quitting job? Mortgage approval, self-employed requirements. Then it does comparison searches, right? Shopify versus Amazon versus affiliate marketing, or digital marketing agency versus course creator. ChatGPT business versus crypto versus real estate. Best business for introverts. Easiest online business to start. Then it moves into late night panic searches, right? Too old to start a business at 40. Signs of midlife crisis versus entrepreneurial calling. How to tell wife you want to quit job. Cope with watching younger entrepreneurs succeed. Dealing with family criticism on your business idea. Fastest way to make money online. Business profit first 30 days. 0 to 10K month case studies. Replace corporate salary 90 days. Do you guys see how just seeing these super condensed search terms is giving you like that 95.5 about like how to enter the conversation in your prospect's head? How many times have you guys heard how important it is to enter the conversation in your prospect's head? But nobody tells you how to actually do that, really, right? Very few people give you systems for doing that, and even fewer give you shortcuts for doing that. But if you understand all of their search terms, progressively getting more and more desperate throughout the night, you understand all the things that they're looking at, which can give you a lot of fodder for building like out really strong content. And what we'd want to do is take this into a Google Drive, and you want to open up a doc. Let me move this down a little bit because I want to copy the basic Build-A-Buyer first. Here, sorry, my computer's lagging a little bit, are some search terms my market would be looking up, which shows the thoughts dominating their mind, right? Don't worry, you guys don't even have to be good typers to work with AI. This is actually the most typing I actually do for writing copy. Because when I'm actually conversing with the AI, I'll show you guys, I basically just use voice notes all the time. So what I'm going to do here, though, is type in like a buyer profile, and I'll save this as SideHustle Build-A-Buyer, and then I'll save this as a TXT. So let's go back to my document now, okay? I just want to show you guys, like I spent a little more time than I would have liked showing you guys the Build-A-Buyer, but hopefully you can see how this is like really foundational to a lot of the copy that we're going to write. And then you can utilize the other bots once it's primed with your Build-A-Buyer information. So like here, you can use these bots now when you understand your market to write ads and emails and hooks that are going to resonate with your market. So here is, and I'll show you what I'm talking about as far as the voice notes instead of talking. Here is a buyer profile representing a prospect, a member of my market. Give me rhetorical hooks that you think would be good angles for ads and emails. And what I'm going to do is literally just attach this TXT file and load it into the bot, sorry. And it will give me a bunch of potential angles for writing to my market. Why do most corporate workers with 15 years of experience feel less qualified to start a business than a 22-year-old fresh graduate? And it tells you the reasoning. This tackles Mike's frustration about seeing younger entrepreneurs succeed while feeling stuck. It creates an information gap about what's really holding him back. Then they have blind curiosity stuff, right? The reverse psychology method that helps corporate professionals start profitable side businesses without triggering their risk aversion paralysis, or the elephant in the room pattern interrupt. The real reason corporate professionals keep postponing their business dreams. Hint, it's not about the money. So it's like high curiosity ad angles that you can use to write really good ads. Remember when you actually believed you'd own your own business by 30? Here's why that version of you wasn't wrong. So you can see it gives like different ways to enter hooks. Or a former Fortune 500 executive reveals why playing it safe in corporate America is actually the riskiest decision in 2024. So the TXT file was basically the basic build-a-buyer that I wrote for this side hustle audience, and then their search terms. So the incognito tab I put in there. But basically, if you want to run the build-a-buyer, you would run the general one, and then whatever one you pick from the advanced menu. So it could be the 3 a.m. journal entry. It can be the incognito tab. Any of those 10, you would also save that in your TXT file. So that when you go into the writing box, it's quickly trained on a lot of your audience's thoughts. So here you can see the rhetorical hooks, right? Which you would use for ads. Why your stable corporate job is more dangerous than starting a business in 2025. And by the way, the one thing that Claude seems to have a problem with, the last update that our bots were trained on was 2024. So you have to manually remind it that it's 2025. As of the last snapshot, they're still in 2024. And even though we have a lot of, even though our prompts that are fueling it are really strong, the core training itself is still stuck in 2024. So that's just one thing, don't be too freaked out when it gets the time wrong. But here's what's really cool. So now that we have some hooks, we can move into our infinite ads bot. And I'm going to paste in my buyer profile again. And if any of you guys write video ads on Facebook or YouTube that you want to run, I'll just tell it. I'm attaching a buyer profile about my prospect. Give me 20 good ad ideas that you think would make compelling visual ads. And if you like some of the rhetorical frames, you can pick one of these two, like any of these, and copy it into the ad bot as well. Or the ad bot itself, though, can come up with different rhetorical frames for you. Here's one rhetorical frame that can make a good ad. Use it for inspiration if you wish, right? And what was the other? Oh, playsidehustle.com. Let me go back to here really quick, just because I wanted to. Yeah. So I'll copy that sales page too, and I'll come back in here. Infinite ad bot. And here's the actual sales page product we want to write these ads for. So look what I did. I'm just telling it. Basically, I'm explaining more to you guys than the actual bot, but I'm telling it, just give me 20 good ad ideas that you think would make compelling visual ideas. I'm pasting in a sample rhetorical frame from the bot we just went through, and I'm pasting a link to the sales page. Don't make up proof elements for it. And for full transparency, I don't want it to hallucinate. Sometimes it just does it. If it does, you just yell at it, right? Don't get too freaked out. A lot of people spend a lot of time trying to restrict the AI too much and worry about what it gets wrong versus what it gets right. And as you guys are hopefully seeing by now, what it gets right can save you guys enormous amounts of time, right? So it'll tell me here's a menu of 20 compelling ad ideas for Play Side Hustle, the party game for entrepreneurs. And it's going to do ad ideas for me. So a corporate executive secretly admits what they really think about their job, why their coworkers' jaws drop in shock. Or the 3 a.m. entrepreneurial spiral. A sleep-deprived professional obsessively researching side hustles gets interrupted by an unexpected solution. Or the promotion celebration nightmare. Someone forcing a smile during a colleague's promotion party while their entrepreneurial dreams quietly die. Or the side hustle graveyard. A person standing in front of a cemetery of abandoned business ideas before discovering a new path forward. And as you can see, just from me entering in this bare minimum stuff, it's giving me 20 potential ad ideas that I can turn into an actual script. So for example, I just want to run number 4, right? And as you guys saw, I did not read any of these sales pages at all. So it's not like I'm doing my homework and cheating. I'm just picking number 4 and check this shit out. Not only is it going to give you guys the script, it'll give you suggested visuals. So if you have really good editing teams or film crews or production stuff, it'll tell you how to set that up. Because the way I built this thing is when I was working for VSLs as one of their top copywriters for 3 years. They're doing $300 million a year, and they have a lot of high production capability. And they're always trying to test like all weird ways to grab attention in the market. If you guys have seen any of their ads, you realize it's like really high curiosity. They're stacking tons of hooks back to back. And I wanted like a more automated way to crank out that level stuff with the high visual curiosity as well-structured scripts. So you can see it's like opening shot, close-up of an exhausted corporate professional sitting at kitchen table in dim lighting, blue light reflecting off face, half-empty coffee cup nearby, clock shows 11:47 p.m. And then it's showing the visuals where if you guys have production crews who want to like get the right B-roll for it, it'll save them a lot of time too by giving them such specific instructions. If you guys don't have that production quality, let me just scroll through this ad really quick. Every abandoned business idea is another dream that dies in silence. You start with such hope, the drop shipping store that never launched, the coaching program you spent months planning, the app that was going to change everything. Each one buried under the weight of overthinking, self-doubt, and the crushing fatigue of corporate life. The average corporate professional has 14 abandoned business ideas by age 40. But what if starting wasn't supposed to be so serious? What if the path to breaking free was actually supposed to be fun? Introducing SideHustle, the party game that's launching real businesses. It's how over 10,000 corporate professionals are finally breaking through the starter's block by turning business ideation into a game night with friends instead of another lonely 3 a.m. spiral. It stopped me from overthinking and just got me doing. We started playing as a joke at a dinner party. 3 months later, 2 of us had actual side businesses. In just one game night, you'll generate more viable business ideas than you have in the last year of late night research. Because when you remove the pressure, creativity flourishes. Play the online version for free right now. Turn your graveyard of ideas into a garden of possibilities. SideHustle, because your next business shouldn't feel like another job. Tap the link below to play free. You'll also be the first to know about our 2nd edition game launch. So it's just picking stuff from the sales page and writing a decent ad right away. And then it's giving you analysis as to why it picked this structure for your ads. So if there's anything you didn't like about it, you can literally just click this thing and tell it what to adjust. So if I wanted to adjust it, I would tell it like I'm doing to you guys right now. Obviously, I don't know enough about the offer to actually adjust it, but it's copying exactly what I'm saying. So if you guys had actual instructions or critiques about the ad, you would just enter that in right there. Let me show you guys something else. And you can do this. That was an ad. Those were ads, right? I know we don't have a lot of time left, but you can use the same process to write emails. Let's say you're trying to drive clicks to a landing page. I would just take the same build-a-buyer that we built here. Again, attach it. Attaching a buyer profile of my prospect. And here's a link to my sales page. Write me compelling click driver email ideas. I would say, give me a menu of compelling click driver ideas. And I'll just copy this again in case I forgot it. Here's my sales page. And all of these emails are they're designed to drive maximum amount of clicks because they were built using direct response copy tactics that I personally used in the aggressive affiliate health marketing space. And it's whether you're in aggressive markets or not, those are the guys who write the most compelling copy because you need really on point, high curiosity, click driving copy in order to compete in that space, like the ClickBank world and all that. And like I personally don't really do a lot of ClickBank stuff. Those are the guys to model from when you want to write really compelling emails. Then if you guys are in more like aggressive markets where you're more conversational, less over the top, you just dial the copy down a little bit. But the structure is what you want to copy from that level stuff. And it's like it's giving you 20 different ideas based on different rhetorical frames and proven frameworks that we've used to get really good results there. For example, I could just type in number 1. I'm just picking this completely randomly, by the way, right? And it will write me an email. Something strange is happening in Austin, Texas. Corporate workers are gathering in living rooms to play a mysterious board game. This isn't just another game night, because after playing, something bizarre starts happening to these corporate prisoners. They're launching real side hustles, making real money, and finally escaping their 9 to 5 cages without risking their life savings or family security. And then it's doing like a call to action right here, where you would make this a link. How is a simple party game transforming trapped corporate workers into successful entrepreneurs? And then it's explaining why this would work, right? It works by simulating real business challenges in a fun, zero risk environment. You'll face the exact same situations real entrepreneurs deal with, make the same crucial decisions, and discover your natural business instincts, all while sharing drinks and laughs with friends. Think of it as flight simulator for entrepreneurs. Test your business skills before risking real money. That's why burned out corporate workers are choosing this over another $2,000 guru course or 3 a.m. YouTube binge. Try the entrepreneur simulation game that's breaking corporate workers free. P.S. The online version is free, so you can test your entrepreneurial instincts tonight without spending a dime. And now it's telling you the copy blocks that it uses, which is why these emails are also good. So it uses stuff like curiosity, unique solutions. It addresses constraints that these people would have, such as risk and family security. It incorporates proof elements. It makes clear promises. It uses pattern interrupts and emotion frames. And then it follows my go-to ad framework, which is attention, intensity, and possibility. And this is just one example. Obviously, you can have it write any of these things. For example, I could type number 17, and it's writing me a whole other email. Completely different, right? All designed for maximum clicks. I know we're only supposed to have 45 minutes. Like, I don't really want to go over. I know Darby has a lot of stuff planned.
If you've got something to go over, I'm more than happy to let this stretch over a bit. We've got the last hour blocked as a rollover here, Mario. So you're welcome to go a little over if you
Okay,
want.
cool. Let me just show you. I won't go too crazy, but let me show you guys something. And by the way, I'm going to give you guys like these bots are, I built them out for my mastermind members specifically. But if you got, I want to give everyone in here at least a couple days to go through and actually use this bots. Because it wouldn't be fair for me to come tease you with the copy you can write for your business without giving you guys a chance to actually use it. So all these bot links are the active links to our mastermind bots. And we update them weekly, the links, so that people who don't have unauthorized access are able to use it. But I'm going to give everyone in here the opportunity to use these bots until our next update, which I think is planned for the 24th. So you guys have 5 full days to go play around with any of the stuff that I'm sharing in here. So don't feel like I'm just teasing you and then going to leave you like, oh, but too bad guys don't get to play around with it at all. For Play Side Hustle, this is a really cool one because you can write a whole email sequence with a single voice note. So it's like, here is a link to my sales page. Someone give me, St. Patty's Day just passed, right? So let's just write me a 4-day email sequence for Play Side Hustle. We're celebrating St. Patty's Day. So in order to celebrate St. Patty's Day, we're running a special 4-day promotion. This thing's only, it's free, right? Is that what we're doing? It's only free?
Free game, then we pre-sell in a second edition as we're building the list. So we're doing free events and doing
Just give
that
me
sort
like a
of thing.
bonus that you guys can give away. We'll just do an entrepreneurial group call to help you dial in your idea or something. It's just for example purposes, right?
Yep.
4-day promotion. So for those who sign up during the 4 days for free to use this free game, we're going to run a special group call where we'll help you pinpoint the perfect entrepreneurial idea for you. This probably works better if it's something that we're selling because we're running like a promo, like Frank Kern 4-day cash machine. If you guys want to run a promotion for a product that you want to sell and you want an example for how to do that, it'll outline all the emails for the 4-day promotion. Look, subject, your pot of gold business idea, St. Patty's Day special. And it's going to tell you what it would do in email 1, right? And it will do the email. But you can get it to outline an entire promotion. Let me use an Amazon link just to make it cleaner because I use it mostly to sell stuff. So it's, let me come in here, email promotion. Here's my product. And to celebrate St. Patty's Day, we're going to run a special 4-day promotion where you can get access to the product for 40% off all the teeth whitening strips. Outline the full 4-day email sequence for me. You just tell it that, right? Outline the sequence for you. And it will usually outline the whole St. Patrick's Day themed promotional sequence for the Crest 3D white strips. And it will tell you, here's the promise, here's the duration, here's the discount, here's the urgency, here's the theme. Get a smile brighter than a pot of gold. And it will outline all the emails within the sequence. So day one, your smile's lucky day has arrived. The secret behind those lucky Irish smiles. From yellow to gold, Sarah's 23 shade transformation. Why dentists charge $400 for these same results. Will this actually work for your teeth? So as we move into day three, it's built to overcome objections. Email two, the truth about do-it-yourself teeth whitening. And day four will all be about urgency and scarcity level stuff. And it automatically picks doing 3 emails for day 4. So it's great. That looks good. Write the email sequence for me. You can write 1 email at a time, and I'll tell you to continue. So all the emails that it outlined here, the full sequence, it'll start writing one by one. Your smile's lucky day, save 40% on professional teeth whitening. Better than finding a pot of gold. And it's writing the whole email, setting up the promotion. Do it all for a fraction of what you pay at the dentist. But just like a leprechaun's gold, this offer disappears fast. At midnight on March 17th, the price shoots up back to normal. No exceptions. So if you've been wanting to finally do something about those coffee stains, or you're tired of hiding your smile in photos, now's your chance to take action and save big. And it gives you reasoning behind every single email. So even if you guys are like still want to write copy manually, just by utilizing these bots, it makes you a much better copywriter because you understand why the bot's doing what it does. And I'll just say continue, and it will continue. We're writing email 2. Day 1, email 2. And it will literally just keep doing this for all the emails in the sequence. So like just by sending a few voice notes and dropping a link to your guys' sales page, you can pretty much, or a client sales page, there's no reason why you can't craft highly successful email campaigns for yourself or for clients. So the promo bot's really cool. At one of Perry Belcher's events, I wrote a whole thing from stage in 30 seconds for a leather restoration product, which is pretty cool. Headline bot, you can drop in any sales page and it will write a bunch of potential headlines for you. So where did it just go? Here's my TSL for my TSL just means text sales later, by the way, for my free game I'm offering. Write me some headlines. This usually works better for more traditional sales pages and stuff, but it will still write pretty good headlines here, right? It'll use a pattern interrupt. Bored entrepreneurs are ditching Monopoly for this addictive new party game that teaches you how to build real side hustles while having fun. I don't know. That's a pretty good headline. I've written hundreds of sales letters in the day. I've written thousands of headlines. That's a pretty good headline. How a group of Austin entrepreneurs turned their weekly game night into a $10,000 a month side business machine, and now they're sharing their game with the world. You guys tell me, Darby. I think that's another pretty good headline. This weird Shark Tank meets Cards Against Humanity party game is taking over startup meetups across America and teaching players how to spot million-dollar business ideas. That's another cool headline, especially if you want to run advertorials for your stuff. It's pretty cool. And this bot will give you guys endless headline ideas. It's like basically having a world-class copywriter on command in your pocket that you can utilize whenever you want. I have a Write Like Mario bot, which is pretty interesting because it's literally designed to write like me. And usually I curse a lot more because I can't really, the reason why I keep stuttering sometimes on this is because I'm actively trying not to curse because I know Darby's putting this on YouTube. I don't know how he wants that to work.
I appreciate that.
But normally I just let my stuff go like off the rip, like uncaged, right? And I trained a bot that writes like me because when I want to talk to my audience, they can tell if I'm being authentic or not, right? Especially if you have my kind of personality. So I trained this bot on my emails to write like me, how I communicate with my list. Get my email list to sign up for this game. And I'll drop in the thing. And it will write personality-driven copy as me. Where it's trained to break the fourth wall, make jokes, inappropriate jokes, and just have fun with it. Ever been in a game night where everyone's playing some lame-ass board game about farming or collecting wooden blocks, and you're sitting there thinking, can we please talk about something that doesn't make me want to slam my head into this table? Some legends in Austin just created a party game specifically for people like us. It's called SideHustle, and it's basically Cards Against Humanity meets Shark Tank. minus Mr. Wonderful crushing your soul. The best part, you can play it online for free. No catching up with friends who want to pitch you their latest MLM. No awkward small talk about the weather. Just pure entrepreneurial chaos from the comfort of your couch. Plus, they're dropping a second edition soon. And if you sign up now, you'll be the first to know when it launches before all the gurus start flexing with it on social. Quick heads up, though, this isn't some boring-ass educational game. It's pure entertainment that just happens to speak our language. So if you're ready to play a party game that won't make you question your life choices, click here to sign up and play Side Hustle for free. And it's like writing in my personality, right? Just for any offer. Here, I'm on the call with you guys. Write an email. I'm live right now on the Scale with AI Summit, talking to entrepreneurs who want to find ways to leverage AI to grow their businesses. Talk to them about how they should be using these custom AI bots to write winning copy for their business. But I just give it a little context. Quick one, because I'm literally on stage right now at Scale with AI Summit. Some dude just asked me if AI is going to replace copywriters. Had to laugh. Listen up, if you're not using custom AI bots to write your copy right now, you're basically showing up to a gunfight with a plastic spork. Here's why. Your competition is already using AI, but most of them are using that basic-ass chat GPT, which spits out the same generic garbage for anyone. This is why all those LinkedIn posts sound exactly the effing same. But here's where you can get ahead with custom AI bots. These bad boys can be trained to write exactly like your best performing ads and emails, or even better, they can write like the top copywriters in your industry without having to pay their obscene fees. Trust me, I know, I charge them. Think about it. Instead of staring at a blank page for hours or paying some guru $25K to write your sales page, you can have an AI bot that knows your voice, understands your market, writes converting copy on demand, never asks for a raise, won't ghost you for better opportunities. And the best part, while your competition is still trying to figure out prompts, you can be pumping out winning campaigns left and right. I'm talking email sequences that actually make sales, social posts that drive engagement, sales pages that convert cold traffic, and pretty much any other copy you need, all while maintaining your voice or borrowing the voice of someone who's already crushing it in your market. Look, I got to wrap this up because they're giving me the hurry the F up signal. But if you want to stay competitive in 2025, custom AI bots aren't optional anymore. They're basically business evolution. And you either adapt or become the business equivalent of a dinosaur, minus the cool Netflix documentary about your extinction. Anyway, got to run. Some kid in the front row keeps asking about prompt engineering. Time to crush his dreams. Peace, Mario. P.S. The whole AI is going to replace us debate is stupid. AI isn't replacing anyone, but entrepreneurs who use AI are absolutely going to replace the ones who don't. Don't be on the wrong side of the equation. Yes, a human wrote this email, but only because I haven't trained my eye on writing well literally on stage emails yet. Give me a week. And like I can correct that to be more accurate, obviously. But you can see pretty good for just writing in this prompt with zero guidelines at all. And if that's too aggressive for you, I also have a Marie. So that's a write like Mario bot designed to write like me. What happens if you take the same email and be less offensive? So a lot of times I have to write for female audiences as well. And I have 9 figures of sales generated selling in female weight loss and skincare. And obviously I wouldn't write to them the way I'm talking to you guys in my actual personality, right? That would be stupid. It would scare people off. So I built a Maria bot, which is basically like a more emotionally nurturing, empathetic tone that allows you to write for more female audiences or just more understanding audiences in general without terrifying them. And it will take the same email. Hey there, quick note because I'm speaking and my heels are already regretting these marble floors. But I just had to share something that happened during the Q&A. Someone asked if AI was going to replace copywriters and I nearly spilled my coffee. Here's the thing about AI in business. It's like having a really talented assistant who studied all the best copywriters in your industry. And you see, it's like being more understanding and nurturing. It's taking the same stuff, but it's not writing aggressively. And you can use this for any market, right? So you can take any of your stuff that you want to write for, write it in an aggressive tone or a nurturing tone using the different bots. But I built a voice mod bot so that you don't have to pick and choose between my voices. Because the way the voice mod bot works is you go through like a 10-minute interactive exercise and it gives you a voice mod file that you can save as a TXT and upload to any of our writing bots and have it write in your unique brand voice. And what's cool about this is if you don't have a unique brand voice, just by opening the bot, like watch this really quick. I'm gonna show you guys something really quick, which is cool. So it helps you find the optimal voice to use in your market. Here's my sales page. Find the optimal voice for me. and I'm linking to the Crest white strips again, just to be super basic general. It'll tell me the voice mod bot, and it will tell me who it thinks is the ideal voice archetype to use as the foundation. And it's trained on 12 different archetypes. So here, it thinks the wise guide is the person to use as the foundation, and it tells you why. Your market seeks professional level results and expert guidance. The product requires clear step-by-step instruction and proper usage guidance, since we're talking about white strips. Trust and credibility are crucial selling factors. Educational elements need to be balanced with supportive encouragement, and technical details must be presented in an accessible way. So I can ask it to explain why this is the ideal voice archetype. Sure, and it will tell me why. And then it will guide you through an interactive voice calibration practice where it will help you guys personalize your own voice for your market. I don't have time to run through that now, but you can see how the process works. You can either pick the quick upload route where you upload your previous content, such as emails, posts, video scripts, or you can do a quick chat route. So I'm going to type B for now, and it will guide you through questions about who you are, and then it will make sure it starts writing in your voice from there on. And it even tells you what part of the process you're up to. So it's like here, it's saying you're 20% complete. It'll be a 5-step process. And at the end, it'll give you a printout that you can utilize to write in your own voice. And you can take that printout, save it as a TXT, upload it into the Mario bot, and instead of writing super aggressively like me, it'll automatically calibrate for your market, but still use personality-driven stuff and the underlying persuasion frameworks. Does that make sense to you guys? I know I'm talking fast. I want to get a lot in. Two other things that I have here are the VSL bot, which would help you write persuasive 10 to 20 minute video sales letters for your market. What was George's sales page again? Let me go back to that. More profit rocket, right? But does the voice mod stuff make sense? Basically, you go through a 10-minute process and it gives you a custom printout that you can use to make any of the other bots override to write in your voice. So that once you run through the process once, whenever you want to write copy, ads, emails, social media content, sales letters, anything that you want to write in your voice, you just upload your voice file to any of our other bots, and it'll automatically customize that for you. But let's say I wanted to write a VSL to this. I think this was a SideHustle one. Let's just say we want to write to this person. Here is my offer. And I attached a build. Oh, wait, I went to the wrong bot, my bad. Here is my offer. And I'm attaching build a buyer profile of my prospect. And I'm just going to attach the same TXT file. The reason why we save it as a TXT, by the way, is another pro tip, even if you're just using basic bots and not mine, is it's tightly condensed. It's really small file, which makes it more efficient for the AI to read it. And the smaller you make the file, the easier it is for the AI to actually read your file, the less likely it is to get things wrong. So it'll capture a lot of what you want it to capture in order to write accurate stuff for your prospect. But even in this thing, I'm just typing in the bare minimum, right? Here's my offer. Here's the build a buyer profile. What it's going to do is it's going to analyze my market under a bunch of different lenses. So I talked earlier about the importance of bringing in other experts. For our VSL bot, it's going to bring in different experts that are helping you find your market's NLP meta programs, which is a really important thing to utilize when you want to write a compelling sales letter to your market. And I'll explain this really quickly to you guys. It's whether your market is built up of chasers or escapers. People who are escapers basically have a pressing pain point in their life that they're trying to run away from, and you're helping them escape that. Chasers are people that are more goal or outcome oriented. They have they're more promise based, right? They want to achieve something specific in their life, and you're helping them chase towards that. Another thing the VSL bot is going to build your VSL structure around is the level of proof that you have available to you. So if you have really strong proof, it's going to write a more direct VSL that leverages case studies and stuff like that. If you don't have proof, like strong proof, it'll use more curiosity and make the promises and use future pacing and all that kind of stuff to account for the fact that you don't have a lot of solid proof already. So it'll make it more theoretical about how your offer can deliver results. And it's also going to adjust for the traffic temperature, whether you're selling to cold traffic who never heard of you before versus a warm audience that knows who you are and just you have affinity with. And then it also judges for sophistication of your market, which is basically if I'm selling to mass market biz op crowd who has very little self-belief in themselves, obviously that's a completely different communication style than if I'm talking to you guys, more vetted entrepreneurs who understand like, yeah, business takes work. Things are not always gonna work correctly. You're gonna have to test things and get it right. So that goes into sophistication. But you put any of that stuff into the market and it's going to analyze it for you. And it's like, all right, these people are mostly in a way market. They want to get away from their corporate prison and all the problems that they're trying to escape, right? The continued stagnation, feeling like time is running out, feeling trapped and feeling anxiety and regret over not achieving their entrepreneurial dreams. And then the secondary direction is also towards where they want desire for freedom, autonomy, they want control. And it's picking the market sophistication as well, medium to high. They're selling in this case to well-educated professionals, analytical, risk-aware, status-conscious, high research tendency. It analyzes their emotional state and it tells you the kind of proof that they need. These people need solid evidence. They want a clear path system. They want you to mitigate the risk. They want expert validation, and they value proof of their peers. And then it asks you to confirm if this analysis matches your understanding. So if you know a lot about your market, you can, if the AI gets any of these assumptions wrong, you can just easily correct it. But if it doesn't, I can just say, yeah, that looks good to me. Go ahead. And it'll start writing an actual 10 to 20 minute VSL for me, optimized for who it thinks my market is. And it will give me different openings, right? It's 3:47 a.m. You're sitting in your home office, blue light from your laptop reflecting off your face, another sleepless night scrolling through the best side hustles. So it's basically building it based off of the 3 a.m. journal entry. And you can tell it like, yeah, but let's do an opening that's going to appeal to the majority of my audience. The 3 a.m. journal entry I gave you was only capturing them at a specific point in time to show you their underlying frustrations. We don't need to specifically address them at 3 a.m. We want to appeal to them at all hours of the day. So give me a high curiosity opening to lead the VSL and then run the VSL. And it'll do a broader. There's a mysterious corporate gap that's making it almost impossible for experienced professionals to start successful businesses. It has nothing to do with not having enough time, needing more savings, being too old, lacking the right idea, or even fear of failure. According to a hidden Harvard business study, the same skills that make you successful are secretly sabotaging your chances of entrepreneurial success. And it's writing like a problem opening here. And I can just copy it, and I can basically just tell it, continue. Write the full VSL. And it'll basically write me a 15, 20-minute VSL in segments for me based on what it thinks it works. And obviously, the more information you give it about your market and your offer, it will customize things for your offer. But the cool thing that you can see is that it's basically giving me a full VSL that I can use as like a first draft with very minimal work on my end. Continue. And it's writing it for you in code block format so that it's easy for you to copy and paste this into a document. So that when it writes a VSL that you want, you just go in here and keep clicking copy of all the different segments. And by the time you paste all of them in, you'll have a 15, 20-minute VSL that you can use to sell any product that you want. It just keeps going, right? Yep. Go do the close, which is cool. And it just keeps going. It knows how to write like pretty good VSLs. It's not perfect every time, but it tends to come out pretty good right away. And with a little back and forth, you can get a VSL that's 95% as good as what I would personally write. And the last thing that I built out is a Google Docs sales letter bot, which is really cool. How many of you guys ever sell things through Google Docs sales letters? Anyone?
Yeah.
Let me just show you an example of what it would do here. This is trained on like dozens of different successful Google Docs that brought in 6 to 7 figures in sales. I'm live on a call right now. I'm not doing this for a real offer. Just write me a Google Doc for a hypothetical offer. Pretend I put all the relevant information in. to sell a 4-week coaching program for entrepreneurs who want a funnel that brings in high converting, high ticket clients. Just do the best around there. Obviously, I'm not giving you specifics. Just write it hypothetically. But make sure the Google Doc is up to your highest quality standards. So if you got, like, basically the way this works, you'll just enter in your offer details, the type of offer you're creating, the core transformation or outcome you want to promise, anything about your unique methodology or who your ideal client is. And you can make this easier by uploading an existing sales letter that you have that you want to rework, or uploading any of the other stuff that we went through, like a build a buyer, outcome engineer doc, or a voice mod. And it will write a Google document for you, which is more of a direct sales offer where you say basically who you have, who you're serving, and how you actually help them, what you'd accomplish together over the course of the 4 weeks. And it's very highly outcome dependent, but it's very highly outcome focused. Basically, where it's like you would send out an email to your list or make a social media post talking about this offer that you're working on where you want to help people with a specific outcome. You get people to raise their hand saying they're interested in achieving that. And then to all those people that showed interest, you would send them the Google Doc for your offer that you want to test and validate in your market. And this system of being able to test it this way without having to get design and tech all handled allows you to test different offers to your market literally the same day. You can have an idea for an offer, like a 3-day workshop that you'd want to run, or a 30-day coaching program, or a done-for-you service. You can go back and forth with this bot for 5 to 10 minutes talking about your details, and it will write you a full-blown Google Docs sales letter that you can run to people and start generating sales without obsessing over your copy or wasting weeks trying to get stuff designed and build out the tech for it. Like, why not validate your idea first in the most direct possible path to sell it? And then if you see that, oh my God, this is a smash hit offer that people actually want, then you can go back and make it prettier. But you don't really have to, because you can generate money and real sales and real clients by doing it in the bare bones way. Because even though these Google Docs are simple, they're trained on a lot of really good advanced psychological principles that make these direct offers work. Like I said, we had somebody use it. I taught it on a Monday, shared the bot on a Monday. By Tuesday, he was actively running the offer and generating sales for people that wanted to work with him. So that's just some of the AI bots I have. We have 40 of them inside our program. There's a bunch of the top ones linked in this document. I think I did for something of the best ones. We have bots in here for, like I said, building the buyer profiles, generating rhetorical frames for hooks, writing those visual ads with the infinite ads bot, click driver emails, promo bot stuff, headlines, the Write Like Mario, all of our personality driven bots, the Write Like Mario bot and the Maria bot, which are good default ones that help you write emails or social media posts or sales pages the way I would write it, the voice mod bot that allows you to customize for your audience, the VSL bot, if you want to write a VSL, that's pretty good. And then you could run through the micro lead bot that gives you alternate openings once you have your VSL. And then the Google Doc sales letter bot that will write really good, direct sale, outcome focused Google Doc sales letters for you, as you saw me do. Like, this thing was literally, I typed in a sentence and it gave me a Google Doc that was, I would probably estimate like 1,500 to 2,000 words. 2,500 words. I was off. And it answers all the questions for you too. So the way this Google Doc is built, it's highly focused on the outcome people want. It goes through the deliverables of what you're going to achieve. And then it spends the rest of the time following a proven copywriting process where it systematically debunks objections your market would have in the order that they would have those objections. By the time people get to the end of the document, they're pretty much ready to work with you if you have an offer that's even remotely interesting to them. You can utilize just this process and make some pretty good money. And there's a little bit of a learning curve for getting these professional level results with these bots. It's not going to come out perfect right away. I rarely ever write anything manually anymore. And just last week, I used the VSL bot to spit out 2 upsells for a real offer that I'm partnered on, that I'm planning on taking to $1 million a month within the next 4 to 6 months. So I don't just use AI because it saves me time. I use AI because these bots save me time while also writing stuff to the level of quality standards that I personally need things to be written at in order for me to get results. So I wouldn't use the bots if they weren't good especially with an offer that I'm trying to take to $1 million a month, right? But with the bots, I got it to spit out stuff that's as good as what I would have written anyway, except it knocked it out in 40 minutes. And I just send simple voice notes to the bots. So while things might not be perfect for you right away, I promise that if you play around with these bots and just send a little bit of voice notes back and forth to course correct it when it goes off the rails, you will be super impressed and you'll be amazed at the quality of the copy that you actually get from them, which you can use for yourself or clients. This is not a magic trick that I'm trying to talk on a call to push buttons and show you stuff that looks cool. Like this stuff actually works. And the copy that these bots produce has been tested in the market to write really good emails and write ads that work on Facebook and YouTube and to write sales letters that convert on cold traffic. So that's just my way of encouraging you to actually use this stuff because I'm giving you all an opportunity to try these bots out. Today's the 18th. I think our next update is on March 24th. But from now till then, you can utilize all these bots that we went through to write copy for your business for sure. And that's the link for opting in for that. And you'll get access to this direct Google Doc for sure. Like you can start using it right away. The one downside that I have to admit to you guys is that since all of our bots are hosted on po.com, you are going to need a Po subscription to use them. Don't worry, it's $20 a month. And I don't get any of that money. It's not like some partnership that I have with Po. That just happened to be the best place to host these bots because every one of these copy bots is powered by really complex prompts that work in the background that are literally 3,000 to 19,000 words long. And I needed a place to safely host them. And Po.com, using the most advanced Claude models through Po, is just the most powerful model for using these bots and getting the best possible results. So if you sign up today at Po, $20 a month, you can utilize all of my bots without paying me anything all the way up until the 24th. And then obviously, if you want to use the bots beyond that, you can license the bots for a full year. And we set up a special page specifically for Scale with AI Summit members, which Darby insisted on. And anyone who wants to use the bots can get a crazy discount. Are you using the HTTPS? Yeah, it works for me. Make sure you type in the HTTPS. Or maybe it was just people using it at once, but the link works for me. It'll take you right to this opt-in page. You just enter your email, and then it will take you right straight to the document.
Yeah, it works for me too. So if you guys aren't able to get to it.
So yeah, you guys go play around with the bots. Go use it to write really good copy for your business over the next 5-6 days. And then if you want to license them for a full year after that, like I was saying, Darby insisted on hooking you guys up with a big discount. But please don't share it outside of this group because we're actually raising the prices to 10K really quickly, like soon for the bots. But I'll honor this discount for anybody in here who wants to use it. And hopefully you guys see like the value of what these bots can do, how much time they can save, and the kind of really good copy that it was able to write. I don't really want to be like pitchy about it, but I really think that it can help you. I encourage you guys to write it because that's what we're using to produce copy at the highest possible level. So anybody else who wants to use it, write winning copy a lot faster. You'll see that when I said you can write professional level copy 10 to 50 times faster than most professional copywriters, that wasn't a claim I just pulled out of thin air. Like we're actively doing it. And we're helping over like 250 other marketing professionals and business owners do it too. And I've seen people at all levels of experience get much better results by using these bots. So I know anyone in here, if you're in this community, you guys are already way more up to date than most people who are using this stuff. You'll figure it out very quickly and you'll get really good results in a fraction of the time. That's all I wanted to share with you guys today. Hopefully that was valuable, or at least open your mind to what really is possible and how easy it can be.
I mean, absolutely, Mario. And I want everyone to let me know, did you guys get value from this and just seeing what's possible? Like by tomorrow, you guys could have sales pages and VSLs and email follow-ups that could be making money with the processes that you saw.
Yeah, the reason why my stuff is good is because I was a copywriter before I even got into it. Literally trained on the same frameworks that I used to generate over $200 million for clients. So I was like, oh my God, it's so slow. It's taking me so long to do this stuff manually. How do I take the stuff that I already know works and put that into bots? And then it was hard figuring that out, but that was the goal from the beginning. It wasn't just trying to figure out like how do I write copy and then how do I get AI to write copy. We already knew how to write copy that worked. And it's like, all right, how do we teach this at a granular level where the bots can understand it? So it really is like a massive shortcut. And the fact that Darby was able to like willing to give up his cut to pass discount on to you guys, it shows he really cares about his community. And even if you don't want to buy anything at all, just please go use the bots while you have access to it. Because I know somebody who used one of the bots. I'll just say this. He had a webinar funnel and he sent an email from the bot out to his list of unconverted webinar attendees. And it was like a list that he wrote off. And over the course of the 3 days, just from using some of the emails from the bots, he generated like $46,000 in sales. So when Darby talks about like how you can ROI the price of your membership of being in his group and stuff, it's not pulled out of thin air. If you guys actually use this stuff, you really can get incredible results.
Yeah, and also thanks to like our sponsors, Howdy, Gamma, Pickaxe for supporting this event and the production of it so that we can bring these types of opportunities to you
Oh yeah.
here in the community. This stuff is invaluable, especially with the speed of execution. So that link to the bots are inside of the chat. You guys get it right now. This video is I'm going to be working on breaking this video down so everyone gets it in the community. Obviously, guys, take advantage of this next week with access to it. I have total confidence that if you put this out there to an audience and you put some work in and generating content here,
Yeah.
like you could very well ROI like even just the cost of what it takes for a year of licensing this if you're putting this stuff out there, or at least getting the bones of it. Any tips for people that are getting involved with it for maybe getting something final production ready? Would you recommend people moving just to the Google Doc, like for getting something out there? Like
The
for
first thing I would do is run through all the options on the Build a Buyer Elite. So it's like a 10-person menu. Run through every single one of those for your audience. Because even if you choose not to want to write with AI after that, just having that file saved is going to let you understand your audience going forward at an incredible level. Like I only ran through 2 of the actual 10 menu on here, right? We did the incognito tab and the 3 a.m. journal entry. There's actually 10. So run through that. It'll give you amazing understanding of your market. And then yeah, like you can run through, if you have a list, you can run through some of the email stuff and have emails that are ready to go. Or if you just want to test offers, I'd probably do a build a buyer profile on who you think your audience is, and then work through the Google Doc sales letter bot, have it write like an offer that you can start testing to your market right away. And then I would just go from there and validate your offer. Because there's no reason if you have a deep understanding of who your market is and what you think they probably want, there's no reason you can't go from basic idea to actually generating sales in the same day from audiences that you already have, like a Facebook profile or email list. You guys have potential clients and stuff like that. People that want to pay you money right now in your circles. They're just waiting for you to send them the right offer and communicate to them. And like with these tools, you can communicate that a lot faster.
Thank you so much, Mario.
Cool, man.
Question about creating a Poe account in the AI bot. Again, didn't get prompted to pay for Poe.
So some of the bots you probably don't need a subscription for, but our advanced models, the ones that are built on like most complex prompts, Poe doesn't let me build that out for people that aren't subscribers of Poe. So it's not my choice. So if it was up to me, it would all be not require a Poe subscription, but the advanced models require you for a subscription. Yeah, it's $37.50 a year for you guys in here. It's 5,000 and then it's normally we're moving it to 10,000, but for Darby's people, you get a discount. Oh, and the thing is, like, we're actively building bots that we release like every 2 weeks, pretty much. So if you sign up, you don't just get all our bots. You get the bots that we build over the course of the year. That's included. But I just want you to know that like we're actively working on this stuff. It's not just like we're constantly trying to push the needle forward. But yeah, man, it was really good to be able to show that with you guys. Thanks for having me. Really good event that you put together too. So
Yeah, thanks for coming on.
cool. Yeah, my pleasure.
Take care.
See ya.